guys, this is another Test Miles review of the brand new 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. Now, we can't give you driving impressions because they're embargoed, but we can certainly tell you all the features that come with the car.
All right, Scott, so we are driving the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. Now, driving impressions are embargoed, so we can't talk about how it handles, but we can definitely talk about some of the things that you've done for 2017. Tell me a little bit about how you've changed the exterior of the car.
The vehicle came out a few years back, the launch of the 4th generation, and as you saw this morning, extremely successful. But we're not just going to stay there, we're just going to try to enhance the vehicle even further. So we listened to the voice of the customer. They said, this is a Pathfinder, love the car, but we really want the styling that defined Pathfinder in previous generations. So the entire front end of the vehicle has been changed. It's more upright, it's more masculine. The hood is increased by about an inch, so it really gives it that a little bit more squared off, upright design in the front. A little bit more aggressive grille, new fog lamps, more refined headlamps, giving you a complete package of styling in the front. So to complement that, there's additional styling enhancements in the rear, new rear combination lamps, and your new bumper to really lift up that vehicle slightly to harmonize with the changes in the front end. Of course, on the side, we have new 18 and 20-inch wheels. It really coincides and goes well with the styling enhancements in the front and rear.
So let's talk a little bit about what you've done with Pathfinder as far as its history is concerned. It has been around for a long time. Is it 30 years?
30 years, just about, yeah.
And you've been building it in the US since 2004.
That's correct.
So how many Pathfinders have been built?
It's about 1.5 million total Pathfinders. And I believe about 700,000 coming out of the U.S., so about half, roughly.
Right, and so pretty successful vehicle.
Absolutely.
But I noticed in this morning's presentation there was a couple of things that you've, what I would call, manned the car up a little bit. You made it a little more beefy.
Sure.
You made it less car-y and more sort of rugged. Mm-hmm. Yet your demographic is very strong female.
Yeah, of course, we plan the car, it comes out to market, then we immediately listen to the feedback. Customers, or the media, the dealer, what are people saying? And the Pathfinder skews a little bit more female than the rest of the segment does.
Now, I noticed when you compare this, you compared it to the Highlander, the Pilot, the Explorer, but the Jeep Grand Cherokee was left off that list. Is that because you don't really consider that to be a competitor to this, or it didn't have enough sales in the same sort of segment?
Well, Grand Cherokee, of course, has significant sales, but what we're really looking at is the 3-row vehicle. Cherokee is a leader in its own segment,
right,
within the 2-row vehicles.
Let's talk about the rear passenger seats. Now, a lot of time, 3rd row means there's a seat back there, but it's not usable. Right. And you made a conscious decision to say this vehicle has to have a usable 3rd row.
Realistically, what's the point of investing in creating a vehicle with 3rd row, especially in a vehicle of this size, to play in this segment unless it's usable? So everything from the amount of room in there, the width of the seat, the headroom in there, and as important, the access to the 3rd row. In order to get back to the 3rd row, in every vehicle you have to get through, push the 2nd row seats forward.
Right.
We have the innovative Easy Flex seating system,
right,
especially which allows you to move the seat forward. The cushion pops up, right, to give you that additional clearance to get back there.
Now, up front, the same style engine, but it's actually completely new. It's a 3.5 liter, but it's a new engine, but you've managed to get more horsepower out of it. So what have you done?
You're absolutely right. It's the displacement remains at 3.5 liters, but there's direct inject has been introduced into the vehicle. There's quite a few changing parts. 50% plus are either new to Pathfinder or new to Nissan in terms of the technologies going into the engine.
This is a mid-cycle refresh, but it's refreshed in quite a way where the car appears similar, but actually under the skin, and when you look at them side by side, you can see quite significant differences.
Absolutely.
And you've improved a lot of stuff, like fuel economy.
With the new engine and the great story is you get more power, you get more torque, plus 24, plus 19 respectively, but you do get we can technically call it an increase in fuel economy, because in 17 the EPA test has gotten a little bit more strict, and we should have dropped to 1 mpg,
Right.
but we retained that class-leading 23 miles per hour combined,
Right.
and 20 city, 27 highway, 23 combined on front-wheel drive models.
Now you have some best in class, which includes towing.
Absolutely. So again, one of the key enhancements, in addition to the styling in the engine, was an increase in towing from a standard 5,000 to 6,000 pounds, which will be tops in class.
When you go out and test these vehicles, do you survey current owners, potential owners, and then take vehicles out and see what people like and don't like about them? Or is it just purely data that you get from a third party?
All of the above. So there's a wealth of available syndicated data from surveys and third parties. We'll talk to existing customers. We'll talk to future customers, potential customers.
Now, one of the things that you try to do is make this car very safe and family friendly. So you put in a new tailgate into this.
Absolutely. So the motion activated liftgate is new for Pathfinder with this model. There's a number of sensors underneath the rear bumper, and when you approach the vehicle, and normally you would open the liftgate by either hitting the button on the key fob or hitting the switch on the liftgate itself. But a lot of times when you get to your car, your hands are full. You've got shopping bags, you've got a child in your arms. Well, I don't want to put everything down to get my key or hit the button. We've got this great feature, motion activated liftgate. You just swing your foot underneath the rear bumper. The sensors will detect your foot going in and coming out, and then like magic, the same thing.
So it works great for families as well. Let's talk about safety systems. Already the Pathfinder in the 2016 model was fairly well loaded with safety systems, but you have loaded it with more.
So what's new for 17 is the addition of forward collision warning, forward emergency braking, highly sought after features. So again, we're talking to current customers, future potential customers, and forward emergency braking is really becoming something that's on their radar. No pun intended, it's a radar-based system. Another key enhancement is the moving object detection on the AVM system. AVM's been here since the vehicle launched, and the moving object detection was added this year, which on your screen, when you're in reverse and the AVM screen is on, it divides the screen into 4 quadrants. If something comes into one of those quadrants, a person pushing a shopping cart, a small dog, I've seen all kinds of things. It works. It's very intuitive. It'll highlight that zone in yellow and give you an audible warning to let you know something has come into your zone.
So let's talk about the infotainment system and your navigation system. This is a new IT system for you. What was the objective?
The objective of the IT system, like a lot of things in the car, is to provide you more information, entertainment, whatever it is, but make it more intuitive, more easy, and more flexible. And we also, at the same time, wanted to align with what customers are used to. What is that? Your smartphones. Almost everyone's got a smartphone or a tablet. They're used to the icon-based system. Extremely innovative. I don't think anyone gets an iPhone or iPad or really reads an owner's manual. It's that easy. So we're trying to align with that. And as you can see in the IT system, it's very icon-based, very colorful. Everything's right there, very intuitive.
Very easy to use.
Extremely easy to use. It's 8 available trims with some option packages off of each one. And in terms of price, the vehicle will be available at dealers the early part of September. The target starting MSRP will be under $30,000. That's all we have right now. Of course, final pricing will be available closer to that September timing.
All right, and we should also mention that Nissan has had an incredible spurt in growth.
Absolutely.
Over the last few years, almost 10% across the board, and you have some cars that are really outselling. So you're doing very well as a car company, and you're hitting it on the head as far as what Americans want.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. It's really good news for us, and we're really happy and encouraged by it.
Well, thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing these sort of the beginning of fall in dealerships around the country.
Great, thank you.